back everyone to some more Pillars of Eternity.
Yes.
Let's see what lies this way.
Let's keep on sneaking, shall we? Oh, what is this? Scroll of Crackling Bolt. Interesting. Coppers and Lord Volta's will. A last will and testament has been carefully drawn upon a stained piece of sackcloth. It lists Lord Volta's various titles and holdings, ending with the following. Should no member of my family survive, it is my wish that my wealth and prosperity be dispensed to Crucible Knights. Let my wife and children and me be buried with my forebears in Volta's family tomb at the right hand of Duke Hardret. Signed, Valero Voltas, 5th Lord of House Voltas. I'm guessing they're all dead. Hello? Lord Voltas. Sida, let us in. It is safe. Come out now. Open the door, Sida. A female dwarf sniffs at the air and whirls around, hissing. Survivors! Hello? Let's get back. And you're gonna stand in the doorway. You're gonna back up. So, no, come on. Or not. Get out of the way. Can you attack with your sword over the wolf?
What is it?
Question mark? No, you can't. So the wolf is tanking, okay. Hey. You're gonna shoot in here. You can equip this. Gonna shoot in here. Gonna run up here. And shoot in here. Gonna shoot in here. And we can drop some of these. Let's see. We can hit everyone. That's nice. One more. Like that. Equip your bow and shoot in. Let's see. You have 4 now. Let's go for some damage reduction. Like so. Doggy is doing fine. You can equip your bow as well. Shoot in here.
Follow it.
Let's see, what is this? Paralyze enemies.
So much for you.
Let's just knock down their defenses one more. Keep on shooting. Keep on shooting. Nice. Everybody's keeping on.
Ready, Watcher.
You're also
My
gonna keep on.
ready.
And lower their defenses. Nice, nice.
These
Keep
ones
on.
are in for a walloping.
Everybody, keep shooting. Don't done. And he's dead.
Well,
Nice. Let's see. Equip back your sword.
what?
This should be good.
What is it?
Oh, and we have a lot of valuables. And some lockpicks, finally.
As you wish.
Okay, let's keep on
Margrim's
sneaking.
fire casts light in dark places.
We
Let's
can
see
open
this
this.
stubborn bastard. It's done.
Hello? Anyone here? No? This is a note addressed to the household staff. Please see to it that family mausoleum is swept and marble polished. The key is hanging as always in the kitchen, by the oven. Sounds useful. Oh, and we have a kitten. A tiny kitten. Let's see how the kitten looks. Oh, that's a nice kitten. I can keep that for a while. One light shines from behind the map. There's a ragged hole outside, as if someone dug through it. Guessing that was one of the daughters, perhaps?
I've got this.
That shouldn't be a problem.
It's done.
Oh, a manor key. This is junk and some coin. This is back to the front door. Is there anything else we missed? We still can't go upstairs, right? No. And there's nothing in here. Oh, and we have a key. That's nice, I guess. Okay, let's go to the mausoleum. I'm guessing that's back left? Question mark? No, right? Back right where we came from? Yes. Yes it is. So we now have the key to open it! Perfect. Maybe the daughter went in here? Yes! Hello.
They won't see me coming.
Hello. Little girl cowers in the back of the tomb. Her face is streaked with dirt, and even in the shadows, you can tell she's far too thin. She watches you, holding her breath. What are you doing here? She inches into the candlelight, her clothes a little more than filthy rags now, but ripped and stained fabric looks like embroidered silk. You have to be quiet. Noise brings the hungry people. Sonny stands, stock still, looking at the girl as if a wounded rabbit. Arca's shadow looks like she's been here on her own for weeks. My name is Seda. Are you hiding from her too? She watches the door of the vault, her eyes wide and careful. You need to get out of here. Is it safe? Are there hungry people out there? It's still dangerous, but the path to the main gate should be clear. Run for it. Goodbye. Oh God!
Taking all she can!
Oh, well then.
Nice and quiet.
Yes.
Let's do like this. All for some scarabs. Let's see what
As
else
you wish.
is here. Some coin. Some more coin. Let's see, did I put it here with a mistake? Where did it go? There it is. Summon other beetles. Who can we give that to? Okay, we have to return to the town to do that. But that's okay. So, let's see. Let's head down here for now. Hello.
Brave Elon.
And you're gonna knock him over. And burn him.
Shadow!
And knock him over. And he's dead. Nice.
As you wish.
Everyone. Can open this. It's a spear and some coin. Hello. We run out. Oh, there's quite a few. Go bit back. And now you can start attacking in here. You can attack here. No, wait. The wolf can run over here. This. You can attack here. Like so. Both of you are attacking this one. Should go down fairly quick. Nice. Help out with this. Just burn him down. Like so. And we can throw another one of these in. Just keep attacking in here. And this should die pretty easily. Or not. Gonna take some time. Okay. Nothing too interesting on them. Health is starting to get pretty low. Hello.
Brave Elon.
Everybody attack. You're gonna knock him over. And burn him. Oh, or not. Just
What is it?
kill him on the spot. That's also fine. Okay. I think perhaps we should rest up. There were a lock to pick over here somewhere, right? Was there? Yes.
I've
This
got
one.
this.
Yes, let's use that.
It's done.
Oh, defense against spells. Nice. Let's see. Happy with this. That's good. This is +2 intellect. Then you can get this, and you can get some more perception. Like so.
What is it?
And there is some camping supplies down here. So we are going to rest up. Let's see. Can do damage versus flanked. Damage reduction, reduction. Against the vessels, and you can also take some. Yeah, let's go for that. We can access stash, and we want this one. You can have that, like so. Don't really need any of those. As +1 constitution or +5 endurance. Damage reduction. We have quite a lot of those, so I think we're good on that part as well. And rest. You wake to see Duran's his staff held in both hands before him. A flame flickers at the top end, casting long shadows across his face as he stares in contemplation. Still, for all the light of the fire, your eyes can't focus on him. Perhaps it's awakening from sleep, or a trick of the light, but he seems indistinct, blurred around the edges. Everything except for his staff. The staff. He seems to be studying its engravings. As you watch, the engravings glow thinly red, like through the cracks of heat-stuffed wood. The linen stream like molten metal, burning along the edges of his staff, then branching out in an intricate series of fiery veins, branching thickly, where his hands clutches the wood, pulsing as if a heart beats. As you watch, the veins spiral into a dozen separate cycles that spiral again until they are arranged in a circle of their own. They pulse, wait, and all is strangely silent, and then suddenly there is a great light from the fire, a rushing of air, a great flash, and you wake again to see Durrance in the same place, still holding his stuff, but he is solid, real. He doesn't seem to have noticed you, or reacted to what occurred. Let's talk to him. Though I felt your eyes on me, now comes the words. I had a question I wanted to ask you.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
Why were we supposed to meet? The why of it is you're a watcher, he snorts. A watcher runs two roads of why. For me, it's more a matter of what. There was a time when I wouldn't have spared a thought of your words, or even bothered with you, but now, seeking out watchers is what I do, to put the truth to them, see which of the two ways they bend. He smiles slightly, taunting. And what are those two ways? Either you're a dry field in need of harvest burning. He frowns for a moment, his eyes flat. Or you're lost in the darkness. Either way, you can see differently from others. He gives a half smile. Then his tone becomes accusing. I can tell by the way you notice the staff first off. Not many can see it at first, nor the etching of the flames, but your eyes... He stares at you, almost eagerly, nodding. Your eyes trace the path. That I could see. So which are you? A dry field or lost in darkness? Durrance's face tense. The day we don't trade that question back and forth is the day our path no longer needs to be joined. And the trial? Durrance's hands clenches his staff. The trial is done. Spare me your judgment. Neither of us needs them. Your spirit needs them, and if you walk this nation spinning lies, it only adds to the flames. You know this nation is deceased. Don't need to be a watcher to see it in children. The politics, the men that stalks the road with knives in hands and murder in their eyes. This land needs life again. New seeds planted in a burning soil. His voice drops, mocking, and his eyes narrow. And sometimes, something tells me you can see the path to making the future happen, Watcher. Your kind always does. So then, we need to make sure you see truly now. This nation, its people, don't need any more lies blinding them. Nor do I. You test a truth. You don't blindly accept it. And how do you plan to test me? Sharing the road, of course. One truth to match another, matching each other's pace, keeping rhythm. Other priests can keep their teaching in rantings. For my faith, my teaching. Sharing the road is a simple, hard truth. He smiles, widens, and his hand taps against the waist. Once, then twice. And when you knock one truth against the leg of another, why, both legs stands firm. But now, if you strike a lie at a knee with the same force, his smile dies and his eyes narrow. Why, you make a cripple with one leg to stand on. That is why you carry that stuff? It is why I... Durns is about to launch another volley of words. Blinks. Then he rolls his head back and laughs deeply. The laughter coming until it seems the air will run out of his lungs. Until it seems forced. Perhaps your words are worth listening to, Watcher. He frowns, any trace of humor gone. But truth will win out. Keep pace, and we'll see. Let me ask something else.
The cost of troubling me seems to worry you little.
I saw something strange. You were sitting by the fire, and I saw a great light from your staff.
Tell me what you saw.
Durns is silent, staring at you, locking gaze. It was like a flash of explosion, a rushing of air, incredibly bright.
It is the light of the Godhammer you saw.
Durns takes in each word. He is strangely silent for a moment, and when he speaks, his voice is low. The Godhammer?
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
What do you know about it?
It brought the Saints' War to an end, knocked a god from his perch. There are few that would deny Aothis overstepped. The Godhammer reminded Aothis of it. You saw its light because I helped shape it, give it life, and release it into the world. Once seen, its glory is almost too bright to be believed, and too bright to be forgotten.
You helped build the Godhammer?
There were 12 of us. We fashioned the weapon, crafted plans for it, prayed for guidance at Ashfall, and it came to me there. Each of us were given a staff made from the forest of black trees around us, glowing with embers and fire far greater than this branch you see now. It felt as if the staff was Margaren's own finger, guiding my hand, guiding the other 11, the shadows of the 12 who had come to stand on the bridge to stop Aothis.
I also saw a dozen bright circles emerging from your staff as well.
Even in that stand, there was a ritual to it. For the 12 that stood on the bridge, there were a dozen shadows cast, a dozen faithful of Margaren, her fiercest supporters and shapers of the Godhammer.
Durns rests his staff in front of him, and a flame atop it curls for a moment. The light flaring slightly, it spills into a ring of flames, one after another, until a dozen is met.
As 12 held Aothis fast, we 12 unleashed our prayers, and let the Godhammer fall.
Then it blossoms brightly once, and resuming its candle intensity, in the aftermath of the shadows seem sharper in the vicinity, as if they have edges, and you blink to clear your vision. There is still standing at a tiny candlelit flame, intently. He's still staring at the tiny candlelit.
Shadows cast by the fire of the Godhammer, perhaps. We shared their fate as well in time. Now the spine of the Deerwood is marked by the Godhammer, marked by Margaret.
What do you mean, shared their fates?
Not all deaths come with stilled breath and stilled heart, or other stilled passions beneath the waste. Some deaths come from silence. The connection we once shared with Margaren After the light of the Godhammer, it was not the same. It was as if we'd lost our senses, and sense of purpose as well. Instead of victory being welcomed, there was silence, within and without. Not many can claim to have killed a god. It is less a heroic tale than you would think. And such a death, it changed our faith. All faiths, I expect. Doubt followed, and the world changed. I do not believe Margaret was pleased by what we had done.
Why?
The world is broken, the wheel stilled. There is sickness in the world's heart, perhaps the price of crossing a god. Crossing two gods. Even as Margaret shaped our hands, perhaps we carried her will farther than was allowed. Just as Widewind did. Saint Widewind. Mortal arrogance to match mortal arrogance. Yet if the world had changed, then I sought to change with it. If I had forgotten some of Margaret's teachings, I would find them again. I would make her see me again.
What did you do?
I remembered Margaret's teachings. How reminders on the flesh were more important than the death of a vessel. And I wondered if killing Aethys, if that had simply set him free. Had it allowed him to escape his punishment and be taken on the wheel? Like a mortal? As I stepped from the now blessed Godhammer Bridge, I thought of Ashfall. I thought of the War of Black Trees. Wondered if I needed to be burned to find myself again. That is Margaret at her heart. At least that is my hope. These are the doubts that befall me.
What happened when you returned to Ashfall?
The road to Ashfall is long. Gives one time to think. If you think long enough, you do not go home. I left without telling anyone, with only the robes I wore at Halgot, my staff, and my name, which is long buried. Of my fellow 11 craftsmen, disciples, I know not what happened to them, if they suffered the same doubt as I did. But it was underserved. It was wrong. We had done all that, or had asked. Grab victory from defeat and
you feel as if your god has betrayed you.
there is something about being used and cast aside. Perhaps Widewen himself felt it. There at the end, when the hammer struck. To be the proof that your god is hollow as the vessel it inhabits. I tried to find purpose, and avoided all contact with other Magranic priests. Did not seek the walls of Ashfall, and sought to make amends to my god through actions. I joined with the Purges for a time, and not long after came the first signs of the Hollowborn. So many crimes, trespasses, violations. The Salvation. Animancers were another sickness born of the Saints' War. A relapse of innovation, of desperation to heal what we had caused. All seemed worse than before the bridge, not better. And as years passed, the world became even worse still for the victory.
You committed atrocity, and your goddess has shut you out for it. Exactly what you deserve. Sweat collects in the sooty creases of his forehead and runs down his ruddy cheeks. It drips from the tip of his nose. His mouth moves, but his utterance makes no sound. He is, for once, at a loss. Feeling her gaze, he quickly composes himself, wiping his forehead with the back of a dirty hand.
Worship the whims of some fickle bitch, and you'll never be more than dirt beneath her feet. Worship what she worships, on the other hand. Take her fire for your own, and her esteem comes on its own. Of course, by that time you no longer need it. Trial and transformation, sure as Durance taught.
Durance glares at you, and staring into his eyes gives you the feeling of peering over the edge of a great cliff.
You think to put the coals to my feet, but what's burned once will never burn again. These talks are your trial, Watcher. You cannot deflect the truth to one who has already been purified by it.
Tell me what happened at the bridge. We chose the bridge because we could control it. Durance's hand tightens at the top of his staff, as if holding it by the neck. It was a place where we could choke Earthus with his own footsteps, where we knew his feet would fall, a narrow neck of stone. But it was more than that. It was a spine of deerwood, symbolic of its backbone. Such symbols are important in the construction of a weapon. Durance studies his staff, his eyes traveling along the edges. Any weapon. Durance's face hardens as his eyes burn, his eyebrows narrowing. I suspect Earthus knew that as well, and so did his vessel in its arrogance. His hand tightens on the staff. He intended to walk upon the bridge as if walking on the back of deerwood, and we intended to burn him with the light of our faith and his. 12 on the bridge, 12 in the shadows. Gave ourselves to it. Gave yourself to it?
We put much of ourselves into the Godhammer. Such a device is not simply a machine. There are elements of the spirit in it. Even Widewind's spirit.
Elements of the spirit?
Each of the 12 who brought the Godhammer forth would have done anything to save the Deerwood. Save its people. It is why we were chosen. Each of us hated this pretender. That rage, that spirit, that rebellion went into our work, and went into studying him as well.
Why Widewin?
We all studied Widewind. He was our enemy, and he had provided the flesh the god wore as a cloak. That flesh made him vulnerable. I knew what fields his hands had tilled, his family, what he had harvested, where he had been born. We sought to know him, what had led him to fight us.
Why was that important?
You don't kill the god. You kill the man it inhabits. And you leave that man a ruin. Burn him to ash. The weapon was meant to not only burn his flesh, but it would burn his soul. And it did. At the cost of our own. And at the cost of our goddess's favor. That whore be damned.
It sounds as if you fell victim to your own weapon.
Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the truth of the Godhammer, Watcher. I feel half a man at times, but even that is twice that of most others. If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger, made me re-examine the teachings of Margren, put them in a new light.
It looks as if there were only parts of you, as if your spirit had been shared in half.
I do not need you to cast any more questions on me, Watcher. Nor did I ask you to look upon me without my leave. Get gone, and leave me be.
Okay. But we are gonna end it here, folks. So, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.